being 10, 11, being a huge Mike Oldfield fan and buying all his records. And one of them I bought was this, which is Mike Oldfield Boxed. It was released in 1976, and it basically had his first 3 albums, Tubular Bells, Hughes Ridge and Almadone, and a 4th album called Collaborations. And side 2 of that was his work with Les Penning, Portsmouth and Dulce Jubilo. But side 1 had 3 tracks by a composer called Bedford, who I found out was a classical avant-garde composer called David Bedford, and Mike had played in a band with him, Kevin Ayers and the Whole World, prior to making Tubular Bells. And I loved these 3 tracks, and Mike guests on the 3 of them, and you know, the sleeve notes, which I used to study, tells you which albums they were from. So being a complete fanboy, I went up and bought all the albums. David Bedford, The Odyssey, Instructions for Angels, the Rime of the Ancient Mariner, and Star's End, which is another album I bought. And his music is different to Mike Oldfield's. Mike Oldfield's can be quite challenging, but David Bedford was on another level. But I loved it, absolutely loved it. And in particular, one track called The Rio Grande, which is on Collaborations. And it's this amazing track. It's like a school piano, and then this school choir comes in singing it. And then halfway through, Mike Oldfield comes in with his guitar solo, which was just incredible. Stunning, stunning. And I remember being 10 years of age, lying in bed, headphones on, cassette recorder by the side of me, playing this over and over and over again, just thinking, oh, wouldn't it be amazing to be able to play that guitar solo live? So when I did Sanctuary 2, I'd planned there were going to be 2 long tracks and a short track at the end, and I wanted to do Rio Grande as the short track. But just like with the first Sanctuary, where I did Willow Song, on reflection, I just thought, it doesn't work. It doesn't need it. So I was left with this track, and in the meantime, I'd spoken to Sarah, David's daughter. David had sadly died 5-6 years ago, and so I had to check with her and the family. They were happy with what I'd done with the track. She loved the track, and so I didn't know what to do with this. So she said that David would have been 80 this year, and there were plans to have concerts and celebrations of his work. So I thought it'd be great to release this EP to show a different side of David's work. You know, there's the orchestral work, the avant-garde work, but then there's these albums, sort of more commercial albums, and a bit more melodic, to show another side of him. And I think a lot of people don't realise the influence that David Bedford had on Mike Oldfield, and I don't think we would have had Tubular Bells if it wasn't for David Bedford. I think David had shown Mike all the, you know, the structures of long form music, all classical music. I think all that came from David Bedford. And if you listen to Hughes Ridge, Incantations, you can hear a lot of David's work, the influence on it. So again, the EP, I think it's just a chance to bring his work to a wider audience. I don't want it to be forgotten, his work, and if I can get one extra person to listen to it and to like it and go back and discover these albums, then that's fantastic.